What's up, guys? How's it going? Man, what a Monday we had in the markets. That was some wild shit. Sell off to 420 and a bounce back like we did at the end of the day. Hope you made some tendies. Anyways, let's get right into the review video today. I woke up this morning, went on my run, was doing all right. When I got back, my stomach was just off. So today I realized just kind of how all these, sleep in the physical aspects and now like your diet and all that stuff really plays into how your mental is throughout the day. It really turned into another example of that quick, and it was a little bit of a bummer with how much opportunity it had. But yeah, like I said, I woke up, I went for a run, my stomach just started hurting. Probably attributed that to eating nothing but a burger and a Monster yesterday, so didn't feel great when I woke up this morning, and I just couldn't sit and focus during pre-market, couldn't really scan the way I wanted to. Obviously, we saw how far down the SPY was going, and we were pretty much just ready to buy puts on everything. But yeah, I mean, just sitting at my computer and really focusing on the market was hard. My stomach was really hurting. I had to run out of the bathroom and just kind of wanted to lay down and just breathe for a minute. So more of a note of just, attributing to how everything more than just being at the market kind of can help have a huge effect on how your trading goes. Last Friday my sleep was deprived, so I really wasn't in the mode to trade, and today was just my physical health wasn't feeling great. I did feel a little bit better, a little bit into the market, but at that point you'll see I just kind of messed with my mental, and I just wasn't in that trading zone, in that trading mindset. I know that I wanted to trade, and I saw, there was so much potential on the charts today, but I couldn't focus. I wanted my stomach to stop hurting, and I wanted to sit at the market and trade, and missing all that pre-market prep and not being focused on that first half hour or so definitely made me feel like my trading day was off. Some of my goals for last week, like I said, was to stick to paper trading, which I failed at doing. Like I said, I did my run, and when I got back, normally I was trying to figure out what I could do for options on paper trades. I should have done more of that over the weekend. I have to hold myself accountable there. But even in the pre-market, I was trying to go through things on Thinkorswim and see what I could do to make sure things are lining up, and it was like I couldn't sit and focus. So I was frustrated with Thinkorswim. I closed it down. I just didn't even bother paper trading today, which was bad. I did end up green. It wasn't a huge positive, but it was a green day, and you'll see since I wasn't really sitting and focusing on a plan and was just kind of jumping into the market late, I kind of hotkey over traded Tesla, scalped in and out. We'll get into that. But my other big goal for the days were to have a $500 profit target and a $250 loss. We ended the day up about $100, so it was green, but it really wasn't. It wasn't clean trading like I feel like I was doing early last week. I feel like I was playing catch up with the market, like I said, since I got in late. And then the last thing, this is more of a larger week-long mindset, was the business account and the bear bull stuff. I think I got the business account stuff figured out later in the day today, and the bear bull traders. I'm going to give it an extra day or so, because I know that today had to do with my physical well-being not feeling great, but I definitely noticed that being in that group, when I was actively reading the books and doing all this stuff, motivating me to do all this side stuff, motivated me to do a better trader. So for me personally, I'm leaning towards it might be worth it. Again, it is very costly, so I'm not jumping to just throw money at it. So I'm going to let myself see how my mental and physical side lines up, see if I can get back into better trading in the middle of the week here. And if it really proves that it keeps me in that better mindset for trading, I definitely see how it's worthwhile, especially since, the service itself has its value. That said, let's jump into the trades. So I'm a little mad. Like I said, I missed a lot of the morning movement here. I really wasn't feeling well. I wanted to watch Tesla and SPY. The one thing I did do well is, since I missed that pre-market and get that short list of stocks to trade, I didn't move off SPY and Tesla. I didn't care to, everything was falling. You pretty much could have made money on whatever you wanted just if you bought puts to start the day. So like SPY here, nice sell off. The pre-market was weak. Ooh, what are we moving? All right. Pre-market was weak here. Sorry, as my Fibonacci line's moving. And you can just see it continued that dump. We got a little bit of a gap up and just dumped down. And this is where I regret just not feeling well in the morning. I could have caught a lot of this move. We bottomed at 426, had a nice little pullback and came down, and I just wasn't watching the markets at this time. By the time I got back into the markets, I saw that it had kind of started to bounce up. and thought maybe we had bottomed out since we had sold off so much in pre-market. My thoughts on this week is it's obviously going to be bearish overall. Waiting for that FOMC meeting on Wednesday, but we can only bleed so much and so fast until that meeting hits. And since everyone knows, you know, the whole market makers, retail traders, everyone knows we're waiting for that meeting on Wednesday. My thought process was to play it to the downside, but, you know, to expect these bounce backs. And don't be too surprised by them. Just don't, you know, put too much money in them, because I don't have any bullish sentiment. I just don't think they'll allow us to crash and burn all the way into Wednesday, when the best news that we get on Wednesday truly is that nothing's changing and the tapering's still going as to plan in March. So there's really no good news other than confirmation news coming Wednesday. So overall, I'm pretty bearish in the market. But yeah, like I said, once I got into the market, I was late. I just started hotkeying Tesla. I will say I noticed that from my earlier, you know, last week in that real corner turn doing these videos, it's making me realize my trades just in general are much cleaner. I'm cutting profits. But one thing I didn't notice is I'm really not allowing myself to let my profits run. I'm collecting a lot faster than I'm selling, though I have had decent stop losses. There's been a few. I'll show you this play right after here. First trade was a run up to the VWAP on Tesla. We kind of saw the support off the morning sell-off, so I waited for that bounce off of VWAP and the confirmation back through the 90 EMA. So this was actually following rules. I was early to the 90 EMA pull through, but you saw this real hard support right at the last resistance. So I bought in here, let it right up to VWAP, and this is what I'm talking about, how I'm not really letting my runners run, or my winners run. So I caught a good, you know, $4.15 gain, which is, you know, a great scalp. And like I said, Tesla, I usually try to play in $5 levels, and I sold all right as it went to VWAP. Had I been more disciplined in trading like I was last week, I could have perhaps sold a portion of this, maybe sold a handful of shares, let it hit that resistance, and look, I could have let it play all the way up. Being aware that I missed the full move of that trade, I got back in. I was patient. I didn't chase it to the top, but I wasn't patient enough when I got back in right over here. You can see it came on and it bounced off the 90 EMA nicely. So on that, you know, last bounce, I tried to get in, and sure enough, I got in right at the wick for the last time it failed to hold above the 90 EMA. And this is what I'm saying. I let this thing fall $9 before it actually fell through the 90 EMA, as if I was following a rule for affirmation, but I didn't enter on a confirmation. So it's really not justified to have let it fall this far. If I'm just playing $5 levels, I got in right at the even of it at 895. But I let this fall all the way to 886 before I cut the loss and let it go through the 90 EMA. Though it was a good loss, because obviously it just continued to bleed off. The point being was, if I'm going to let the runner give that much room, I need the loser give that much room, I need to let the winner have that much room as well. So we held off till more in the afternoon. Market continued to sell off. I mean, I had missed most of the entry. Like I said, I'd been watching SPY for most of the day, and having not been there in the morning, I felt like I had missed most of it, and I wasn't trying to chase entries. It was pretty diagonal down, a weak bounce back, and then just not like a clean entry for myself, maybe here at that support. But again, this was a Fibonacci line drawn late in the day here. So once I finally got through Tesla, I saw it kind of break towards that bottom. I did a good job waiting again here. We went ahead and took an entry as it broke that support at 858.85. I let it get in below there. Pretty quickly it found that support, but I was able to play that $5 level. I do realize I was a little bit later getting in if I'm playing that $5 level to level, but it was a good wait because I was waiting to see that we would break this support right here after we really had failed to get through the 90 EMA. We did a decent job, watching this bottom out here. We let it go all the way down. We played it on the way up in rejection of the 90 EMA because we're starting to let our plays run out a little bit more, but really not truly letting our winners win and our losers get cut tight. But again, we kept winning, and this was good because it reflects from last week. You could see I learned that I wasn't being patient, so I was really waiting for confirmation or entry at the correct levels breaks. And so you see that these are some consistent winners here, but it wasn't, the same mindset and approach that I would have liked to take from the start of the day. This was more of me playing catch up than anything, feeling like I missed the bulk of the move in the SPY. that might explain why some of my trades were such short winners. We took another one here right after on the comeback. We let it break through the 9 EMA. I did see that this 20 EMA was real close, so I wanted to let it test it first, and it was a good job because if you look, I let it bounce down, come back towards that 9 EMA and show that it was going to hold support. Once it showed that support is when I got in, and then same thing, got out right on VWAP. So this is clean trading, but it's not taking that trim and letting it run up all the way. So this is actually the second time today, and I'm really just seeing this now because I know that I let it go and let it keep playing and then got back in. But this is another, just like earlier in the trades, just, you know, not letting my winners run all the way and letting my loser run more than it should have. So same thing here. This was a real quick in and out. This actually wasn't great trading. You can see I chased what I had missed. It had pulled back and held a good support, and once it started running again, I had this level drawn from the top earlier. I got in a bit late, and once I saw that it had a resistance, I got out right away to protect profits. This is a very small, about $1 win here. And this is a bad win. Just like you can have good losers, this is a bad winner because I was chasing. I got out positive, but I got out catching a falling knife as it came right back down. If I had, you know, maybe I'd take a 900 target, that's what I saw it was going for, was 900. Fine, but it wasn't that I had taken a good technical entry. I literally was just chasing what I didn't gain earlier. I think the last trade I made today was another quick Tesla scalp, and it's more of the same thing. Decent job waiting for confirmation, break on that 9 EMA. See if I can zoom in here for you. There you go. So I did a good job waiting. I entered right over here. It always gets a little off when I scroll here, zoom in, sorry guys. So again, good job waiting, get that bounce and that break of the 9 EMA. I truly didn't get in until it broke that. And then I entered at the price where the candle opened next. And I did a good job letting it run up and then selling here at the top. But again, this wasn't the top. If I'm playing my 9 EMA rule, it still stayed through. We did have a wick out, so perhaps it worked out well. But to me, this is when you zoom out, and again, hindsight's 2020. You can't see these until they play out, so it's obviously different in real time. But just seeing how much of the move I missed throughout the day, it tells me that I'm cutting too tight. My targets are too tight, or my entries are just, you know, and I think today it's contributed is my entries were too scalp chase mindset rather than let's catch the bulk of this move, because it really had a lot of good runs, a lot of good entries that you could have taken that didn't really give clear kickouts. Again, so quick trade today. Again, I went back to SPY. I want to just note this end of day run was just wild. Let me take these Fibonacci lines off because I don't want it to screw anything up. All right, let's look at this end of day run. This was wild. I mean, you had the sell-off that we were all expecting. We had a good trader in our group noted that 420 was a big support, and you did see it bounce there, but it never did a real true retest of 420. Once it hit that, it was stayed above at 421 and just ran. This is real interesting to me. I mean, this is a, let's see, 421, that's an $18 run in SPY in just a few hours. That's wild. Like we said, this week's gonna have a lot of volatility, and I don't know if I would have taken calls here. I know I would have taken the puts down. It just shows that there's a lot of plays available all day, and how just, you know, woke up, felt fine, went for my run, got back from my run, and my stomach just didn't like me. How that 20 minutes of just being off, and I guess it was about an hour before I finally felt, you know, my stomach had settled and I could sit and focus and trade. How that just little bit of a thing to throw off your morning routine just totally threw off my mentality for my trading day. I think that we kind of expected this volatility, not so much this, but I think we're set up to just keep having a lot of wild plays, keep having a lot of volatility in the market until Wednesday. It's very uncertain, so, you know, I'm going to continue to be tight with my position sizing and making sure that I'm really letting the market tell me what it's doing before I enter. I will say I'm proud of myself for not chasing SPY at the end of the day like I normally do. And what I did do a really good job was knowing that I couldn't do options on paper. I looked at them for SPY, and I really just didn't want to play anything that I didn't have true confidence and conviction in. Knowing that I want to be position sizing correctly in options, and my confidence not on paper right now just isn't where it should be. Like you've seen, all those Tesla trades weren't on paper, so I've seen improvements to my trading. But again, not all wins are good wins. I think we can make them better and cleaner with a better mindset. So that being said, just go real quick through our goals for the day. So we did a good job running, didn't get the pre-market stocks out, so that's a 50% win. The $500 target and the $250 loss target to stop trading, we only gained about $100 today. That's going to be the same thing, attributing it to just not being in that trading mindset. And then determining bear bull, I kind of talked about in the beginning of the video. Like I said, we'll give it another day or two, see how having this new approach in these videos every day, if that can keep me focused, or really being in that group, feeling like I'm continuously learning, having new ideas and new things to make my trading outside of the actual trading better. I definitely see value in that. So we'll make a decision on that this week. That's all I got for you guys for today. Like I said, I've tried to get these a little bit earlier for everyone who's not on the West Coast. Really, guys, I appreciate your support, all your continued comments and everything. I really have seen a big difference today. Even when I broke a bunch of rules, my trading was still be able to remain profitable because I knew I was being held accountable on all these. So again, thank you guys for all your support, for everything. Expect a lot more volatility tomorrow. I'm going to figure out what I can do for our paper options right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck in the markets. Good trading.